Hi, everybody. Okay, the first thing I should say is that we're not going to have court for the next 3 days. So, no court today, no court tomorrow, no court Monday. Monday is obvious because of the holiday, but today and tomorrow is because they got their ahead of schedule. So, apparently, they don't need to have court. So, we don't. I did have some thoughts from what we've seen so far. So, I just wanted to make a short video about that today. All right. So I'm gonna keep it to the last couple witnesses we've seen in the last, like yesterday and maybe a little bit the day before. Um, and some people have already talked about this, but I just thought about it myself too, and it makes sense. Okay, so this guy Shannon Burgess, he lied about his CV. That makes his company look bad because they didn't, obviously, whatever process he went through before he was hired is not good enough. Um, the company is trying to rectify the situation by putting an asterisk beside his name and saying that these details are not, um, you know, I don't know, something a CYA statement. Okay. And a lot of people are speculating about whether or not he'd be immediately terminated from his job. I said yes, or I thought yes, but a lot of people talked about it and then said, well, it would be a really bad look if he was terminated right now during the trial. But also, as soon as the trial is over, he's getting a pink slip. That's my thoughts. Okay. Moving on to the next witness, the Christina Hamley. Now, I thought that her testimony was boring, which is good because she's supposed to be an expert. And as I discussed before, experts are supposed to be boring. If they're boring, they're doing something correct. You're not supposed to be excited about a witness, an expert witness. So, um, but I did notice some things in her testimony. Um, I don't think, unlike some other witnesses, I don't think she wanted to lie, but I think she was afraid of telling the truth. You could just tell because she was very, very hesitant to answer a lot of questions. I just noticed that. Um, okay, so moving on from her, the witness they had about out of order, the Dr. Wolf, um, he just was straight and he said that, well, I believe his evidence further supports the defense and not the Commonwealth because he said it looked like he was had brain damage, which we already knew from the other medical expert, the medical examiner, and um, he said it could have been caused by somebody slipping and falling. So, what I take that to mean is you're looking for anything that kind of proves beyond a reasonable doubt that a car was not involved in the manner of his death, right? Okay, so anything else is good for Karen Reed because if they can say he hit his head and caused something and he unalived that way, good. If they think it was from a fight, good. So yeah. Um, okay. So that's all the witnesses we had so far. Um, I think that a lot of people, there's a bit of speculation about when the trial is going to be over. And I don't really know because I thought that I heard the witness list was 100, over 100 people, at least 100. Well, they've only had 37 witnesses up to this point. So if the number 100 is correct, then that means we got 60 plus witnesses to go. But if we have 60 witnesses to go, that means the trial could last at least an easy another month or two. Now, the last trial, the first trial, was 10 weeks. So I don't know. I really don't like to speculate on that part. I just say what I I think I know. So um yeah, so I think next week is gonna be, well, for the days we have, assuming we get full 4 full days, it should be interesting. Oh, there's another thing I have to talk about real fast. Okay. So also what happened yesterday was apparently the jury was admonished for something. Um, I don't know, because once again, we don't know everything. So yeah, but they were admonished for something. And then also the judge. Okay, now according to my eyes, this just started happening within the last week. Um, the judge has this creepy smile that she gives to the Commonwealth at certain times. And at first I thought it was just odd. And then I was like, maybe there's more to it because I'm starting to notice certain times when she would give it. And I said, is that a signal for something? And then I said to myself, maybe I'm overthinking it. But then other people mentioned it also, and they said, no, it's not just, you know, it's not just something that you think you're seeing. It's really happening that way. And I was like, well, oh, okay. So, uh, yet another sign, I think that she's clearly on the side of the Commonwealth. And the thing is that um, of anybody besides the lawyers, of course, or the whatever, um, the judge is supposed to be the most non biased, impartial person in the courtroom. And this is not what we're getting here. So I just find it interesting, slightly sketchy. So I'm going to keep an eye on that and also just tell you guys what I see. Sometimes on a daily basis, it just depends on how many times I see it, you know. So yeah, at this point it's just interesting and slightly sketchy in my mind. Let's see how that goes. All right. Bye everybody.